Welcome to Pub Talk, the unofficial official craft beer podcast of Oklahoma, where we're all about the three B's, beer, buddies, and bullshit. I'm Jeremy, your legendary host, and I'm joined by a guy who won't gripe about doing another social distancing podcast via Skype, Michael.
Hello.
On today's show, we'll play a little catch-up before bringing on our friend Matt Sullins, formerly of Iron Monk, currently with Dead Armadillo Brewing. Make sure to subscribe to the show on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode, and give us a follow on social media at Pub Talk Podcast. All right, let's get into the first round.
You know, they brew 10,000 bottles of beer a day. I drink 45 off the assembly line, and I'm the asshole.
I doubt we're drinking the same thing this time.
I don't know. No.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Bruce Lee from Stone Cloud, OKC. Mosaic Double IPA. Says it's the rival of Chug Norris.
Okay.
Years. 8% ABV and fucking delicious. I've had a bunch of Stone Cloud's beers before, but I tend to stay towards their stouts when I drink them. I don't drink a lot of their IPAs. This was the first time. Well, today's not the first time. I had it fucking 2 days ago or whatever, but just tried it for the first time recently, and it's fucking awesome. It doesn't have shit like laying on the back end on my tongue. It's smooth, fucking fruity, like fruity fucking beers. Fruity shit's good. It's really, really fucking good beer. Yeah, I'll drink it again.
It's funny. This isn't the one I'm about to talk about just because I'm saving it for later, but
fucking nice.
Did have one of those at dinner, so yeah.
This one I would give a 4 easily, 4.01. I really dig it. A lot of those double IPAs have just too much on the back end. You can't enjoy the whole process of drinking the beer, I guess. In this one, maybe it's a bad thing it goes down so smooth, but
maybe.
Nah.
I also just realized that I held that can up like, not knowing that we have an audio version of this show. That was a can of Chuck Norris I held up.
I didn't catch that either.
Whatever.
Drinking live. What are you drinking?
So I am. I've been trying to. Here's the thing. All my shirts and shit are already getting tighter after 2 weeks of this. And so I tried to pick up some beer that's not as calorie rich as like all the stouts and shit that I drink. And I probably didn't do a great job of that, but I picked up some lighter fare. I say that I still have a bottle of Birthday Bomb sitting here, for later. But I went to one of my old faithful light beers, or lighter beers, not light in color, Dunkel from Marshall. I don't know if I've ever officially talked about it on the show. I know we've mentioned it. I just don't know if we've like reviewed it and whatnot. But anyway, it's one of my favorites. It's got a real light body, easy drinker, but it's full of flavor. Nice roasted malt and just fucking, as you can see, dark in color, fucking delicious. It's hard. It would be hard for me to name another beer made here in Oklahoma, especially just any beer in the last handful of years that I've had more often than Dunkel.
Gotcha.
So it's got territory for me. I mean, if I'm rating it, it's like 4.75 easy. 4.8. I don't know. 4.82. We'll go 4.82.
I like 4.82. Like it. Good shit.
Yeah. So I don't think we can give it a God's part just because I'm the only one drinking it, but
that's why I figured when I gave the other one a 4.
Yeah.
What are you saving the Birthday Bomb for? Do I need to go get a heavy stout?
I just got several beers because these social distancing podcasts have gone, and I know Matt, and so I've got another Dunkel. I've got a Black Gold. I've got this one's in case we decide to chug.
Oh, nice. That's what this one's for.
Fair.
And then you had the Black Gold, I think you said. Well, I've got the Tulsa American.
I like we both just got stacks of beer next to us. That's
There's
what
a
you
lot of
do.
there's a lot of getting up during fucking Joe's episode.
I know. Yeah, it was hard to edit because of that shit. So that was another reason that I just brought them all in here. Yeah, and I mean, it's only been a few days since we did that show with Kelsey, but shit changes. World keeps on spinning. Jesus Christ. Well, first of all, not about coronavirus, not about beer, but I saw a tiger. You watched that shit yet?
Yeah, you said it. I went, what? And then my song started playing in my fucking
Yep.
head. Oh, yeah, I instantly had to. I'm about to watch it again. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And watching that, I'd heard about him when he was running for president and shit, but whenever I think of those roadside tiger things, think about the one there used to be in Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Like
Same.
Or something. They had the Liger, Rocky the Liger and shit that would come out and do stuff. That's not a thing anymore, right?
I don't know. It took me a minute to realize that wasn't the same thing because I used to live in the Oklahoma City area, so that's relatively close to where this thing took place. And anyway, I had to separate the two in my mind. It took me a minute to put that all, because I haven't been to the Broken Arrow one in forever either.
Yeah,
but I've been. I don't think I've been to that one in, was that Wynwood or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that show was fucking nuts. And that bitch definitely killed her husband.
Oh, sure. What'd you say about like perfume just drooling on him? You got to put sardine oil on him.
Exactly. Yeah.
You see they open that case back up?
Yeah.
You should. Bitch did it. Let's say that bitch Carol. Damn it, how to say it? Can't think how he says it, but it's funny. I love
Carol
that
fucking Laskin.
Yeah, that fucking
whatever it is.
Baskins.
Yeah,
That's
man.
It. Whatever. But the memes are fucking amazing. The groups on them. Yeah, I think I have to watch it again because I saw a video on YouTube, but I didn't get to watch it. I saw it before I jumped on here, and it's like 20 things you missed in the Tiger King, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to watch that, and then watch the show again. Because that's what you do during the quarantine is watch shit.
I mean, yeah, we're watching old seasons of Big Brother and Tiger King.
Where do you watch old seasons of Big Brother at?
CBS All Access. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. We're up to season 7.
Oh shit.
We started at the beginning. Now some of that was before quarantine started. We probably watched 2.5 seasons since this all started.
Nice.
That's
watching so much. And pretty much everything on the top 10 list on Netflix and fucking I don't know. It's nice to get caught up on shit. I've seen Rise of Skywalker a few times.
Yeah. I just enjoy the irony of watching people trapped in a house on Big Brother.
Nice. I haven't watched it yet because I've seen a lot of people watch that. I think I need to do that with what's going on.
I've got my queue. Yeah.
I watched the trailer the other day because I don't even know if I've watched that one because I've watched Outbreak and some other ones, but I've seen a lot of people talking about saying that one was good. And I don't know that I've seen that. I might have. Probably drank a lot and forgot. Who fucking knows? Yeah. But yeah, good times. That fucking tiger. That motherfucker's not his voice.
Yes.
When I was watching,
I'll give you guys credit and everything, I promise.
When I'm watching, I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't sound horrible for country music.
That's what I thought too, and then yeah. So I guess before we get Matt on, I was gonna mention a couple things real quick. There's so many things going on, and just look up your favorite brewery and support local. But a couple things I was going to mention real quick was the OK Distilling hand sanitizer. I think we touched on it on the Joe episode.
Yeah.
But they're actually taking orders for that now, so I wanted to bring that back up. OKDistilling.com, I think, is where they're taking the orders. Sanitizer instead of booze. It's the world we're in right now. It's fucking weird.
I've seen the community shit with that too, though. A bunch of breweries donating shit too.
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, and kind of to that end, because I think he's helping them some with the hand sanitizer. I was going to mention Tyler, Pearl Brewery Tours, wearing the hat here. He didn't make hats. I stuck a patch on a hat. Just full disclosure. But it's one thing we talk about the breweries a lot and restaurants and stuff. There are businesses that rely on those businesses to do business. So Tyler being one of them, brewery tour. I don't know if a lot of people think about that kind of business. So he's accepting donations and whatnot while all this is going on. If you can consider giving some to that, I just wanted to throw that out there because, there's a lot of stuff that's, I guess it'd be like an appendage on another business, like, kind of depends on the breweries, the restaurants, whatever, being operational to make their money too. It's fucking weird. All right, so now we're gonna be joined by our friend Matt Sullins. So Matt, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I guess for those that haven't heard the other 3 episodes you've been on, we'll let you introduce yourself and just talk about who you are. I believe this is number 4.
Is it? Okay, yeah. Sweet. I was thinking at least. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, because we did that quick one at Hop Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about Hop Jam. Right on. Always a good time.
So, you want to just kind of introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are real quick if they haven't heard those episodes?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm Matt Sullins. I'm Oklahoma sales for Dead Armadillo Brewing Company. Formerly sales director at Iron Monk. I'm on the board of the CVAO and, organizer of Barktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. That's me in a nutshell.
Sorry, I'm pouring a beer.
No worries. I feel socially awkward. I've been isolated for so long.
I know.
Like, hey, guys.
Even just to see other people's faces on the screen that is so nice.
Yeah. It's like, hey, fucking having a beer with somebody? Are you kidding me? Closest I've come to that is chugging on that, what's that Facebook beer chug daily thing?
I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. I've got a beer to chug later in that vein.
Word.
That should probably be the end of the show.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I say let's go now, man. Don't be scared. It's quarantine. There's no holds barred. Thunderdome, bitch.
I just don't want to have to edit like I did with the Joe podcast.
That way we can argue it's all taken out of context.
Right.
Edit the shit out of it.
So I guess we'll start off with, elephant in the room. Everyone's been dealing with it. Coronavirus, COVID-19.
Scary times.
Right? I'd like to ask, how's it been affecting you? But also, you created a group on Facebook. It's the Emergency Bartender Assistance Program. Can you talk to us a little?
Yeah. That was just kind of I don't know. I've got a lot of friends in Chicago. That's where I'm from. And I kind of came up in the bartender game and the bar and restaurant game. So I've got a lot of friends who've lost jobs recently. And basically I wanted to just tag some people in some info that I saw, and it wouldn't let me tag more than 50 people. And I know way more than 50 bartenders. And so I created the group just kind of to give some people kind of a centralized location to find ways to help. Because I know I'm lucky where I'm at now, but I imagine like if this had happened while I was at certain points in my life bartending where it was day to day, week to week. And I just, I have a lot of empathy for what they're going through. So it's kind of heartbreaking in a certain sense. Think of what everybody's having to go through right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to kill the buzz.
No, that's the time.
It's the German-infested elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll drink some Malort to all my homies.
Yeah, you can't pour it out anymore.
Yeah, it's the one thing that's sure to kill the coronavirus.
So, since the last time we've had you on the show, at least. I mean, we've talked to you since then, but since the last time we had you on the show, it moved from to Dead Armadillo. How's that transition been? And, what's it been like at DA?
It's been good. I mean, it's crazy. It's like sort of a wild time. It was an interesting time to start. There's been, some changes over there. And then we had some issues with our, I don't know how much I can really go into it, but just some issues with distribution that was kind of handcuffing us for a while, and then that's transitioned into the whole coronavirus thing. So, I mean, on one way, it's been great. It was nice for a change. I needed the change. The guys at Dead Armadillo are awesome, and it's fun to work with them. But yeah, and then on the other hand, it's just been like the world has flipped upside down, seemingly since joining. So yeah, right now it's just a matter of scrambling around and trying to keep afloat, like everybody else right now.
Yeah.
But it's been wild. It's been a whirlwind.
In the intro, or when you were introducing yourself, you talked about Barktoberfest. We haven't talked to you since that happened. Talked to you out there. This would be your 5th time on. Can you talk to us a little bit about that festival, how it went, and if it's something you're looking forward to doing in the future?
It was great. It was great. It was a hell of a time. It's a good thing you probably didn't talk to me on camera or anything recorded that day.
That's why we didn't.
It was so much work. No, I appreciate it. Good looking out. But no, it was a great event. We ended up raising about, I think it was $11,000 or $12,000 in total for the Humane Society, and all in all, I think we adopted out, if I remember correctly, it was 4 or 5 dogs. Would have been more, but we had a cough that hit the kennel that day, so we had to quarantine some animals, unfortunately. But yeah, as for the future of it, I don't know. It's all sort of up in the air with everything that's going on right now. The odds of it happening this year are pretty much zero. There's stuff going on with the CBAO where we've kind of scaled back, doing some little reorganization and just kind of scaled back what we're doing. And so, yeah, there's just kind of too much going on. But hopefully someday we'll figure out some way. I mean, I'm all about beer and animals and dogs and trying to raise money for the dogs. So anything I can ever do. So we'll figure something fun to do. Once we're able to get out of our respective homes and socialize again, everybody's going to need a party with some puppies.
Right?
Right. Which that's a good segue into one of the kind of trends we've seen with all this stuff that's going on right now is there's been a big surge in animal adoptions.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm all for it so long as they stick, I mean, I'm that's always my concern, but I'm a sucker, so it's hard for me to imagine a household where you bring in a dog and you hang out with it for more than an hour and a half and you don't want to just keep it forever. But I also know that like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after Christmas, 2-3 weeks after Valentine's Day are a big hit, for shelters because people are giving up all those gift dogs. And so I don't know. I mean, in a time like this, I would encourage people more to maybe foster or serve as a foster during the quarantine. Think of it as almost like a rent to own with the dog versus committing to adopting it and then end up not wanting it once it's all over and said and done. But I mean, a lot of people are going to need, I mean, my dogs have helped me on a couple of down days during all this. I'm all for, dogs are the best part of us, you know what I mean? So like anytime someone wants to hang out with a dog, I'm all for it, and there's too many of them as is. So better in somebody's house than on the street,
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, fuck yeah, quarantine puppy.
Ashley almost had to try to go out and get a cat the other day. I'm like, just calm down. It's like a date.
Cats aren't cool, man. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how bad. Like, it was the first masochist was the first person to domesticate a cat. It's just like, I don't know. I want to hang out with something that doesn't really like me, and isn't even like shy about it. Like it's not even shy about it. I don't know. I don't get cats. I'm lucky my wife is allergic to cats, so it prevents me. Because every once in a while, I mean, I'm a sucker for a cute face, so I see a kitten. Kittens are adorable. Cats suck. The kittens are so cute. I mean, if you guys have cats, I'm sure they're fine. Other people's cats are fine. But
I'm allergic too, so it works out.
Yeah. But I've never understood that. Get a dog. Like, let's get a dog.
It'll shit in the yard instead of your house.
Truth, man. True.
Just saying.
Everyone's all like, cats are cleaner than dogs. Like, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit, man.
There's
Like,
a
dog
shit.
pees in the house, you clean it up, it's done. Cat pees in the house, you gotta like revarnish the floor.
That too, yeah.
God bless them.
So we typically ask everybody like their first craft beer or epiphany beer, but really no point in doing that before. You can go listen to earlier episodes if you want to know Matt's first or epiphany beer.
Yeah.
But do you have any go-to quarantine beers? Any beers that you're drinking on for the next who knows how long?
I mean, I'm just doing Homer. A lot of our the Dead Armadillo Breakaway APA, nice, easy, light, crisp. This recipe in this batch, super fresh, and it's really, really good. It's been nice to kick back too. And then I've been going big. You know, I've cracked into my. I've been trying to knock my cellar out. I'm
Same.
kind of moved past it. So yeah, I mean, I've hit a couple of barrel-aged darknesses from Surly. I've hit a lot of the barrel-aged series from Stone Cloud, the Christmas series. I've cracked open a couple of those. But yeah, that's about it, really. I've been drinking more whiskey when I drink. And trying not to drink too much, though, just because, I don't know. With everything going on, like, I don't want to sit here and just, I want to enjoy it, not make it like an everyday thing. Or at least not all day, everyday thing.
After 3 o'clock, it's fair game.
Yeah, I mean, hell. Actually, time's relative at a time like this, man.
Really
like, I'm napping, I'm waking up watching Netflix at weird times. I was talking to somebody the other day, just Facebook comments and shit, but like back and forth. Because I'm an insomniac anyway. I'm typically up around 2:33 in the morning, just because I can't sleep. But lately I've noticed there's a lot more traffic at that time. Typically I'm surfing the web and I'm all by myself, you know. But like now there's a bunch of people to talk to, which has been kind of cool. But yeah, the mood hits you do it. I mean, the hell you do it now?
Right.
Unless you're essential, and then thank you.
See, and that's all muddy anyway, because I'm essential and I just work for a fucking bank. Like,
Yeah, but you can
I'm
do
not
it from home, yeah. Don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not in the same camp as a nurse or
I mean, everybody's
groceries.
essential. Yeah, 100%.
That word is just.
Yeah, God bless them.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk a little bit about what we can do to support local during all this craziness.
Well, and we're lucky. Abel's been working really hard to work with us. I think they see the writing on the wall. There's a lot of. This is a tough time. I mean, even the buying to go and whatnot. You can't really replace those dollars. I mean, coming from someone who used to work. I mean, I managed restaurant and bars for a long time. You know, even as I transitioned into breweries, and I understand like how the Hal Smith restaurants just went ahead and closed. So like all the garages, or like here in Stillwater, Eskimo Joe's, the Mexico Joe's, the Stan Clark companies chose to close because even with to go, you know, I mean, you're on a good day, you're going to be lucky if you get $600 to $800 in to go food sales, and that's a good day. Even with these conditions, I would think that would be considered a good day. And I mean, some places it's going to cost you your overhead alone. It's going to be $1,200-$1,300 just to turn the lights on, even at minimal staff. So I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. So I mean, I would encourage people, any business that is open, they've made the decision and they've seen the positive in it, and I would say buy, you know, be safe and buy to go. Breweries, we're lucky now with Able. Like I said, they were working with us. We're allowed to deliver now, which is cool. Can't prepay, which whatever, I won't complain about because we're happy with the delivery system. But like for instance, you can call Dead Armadillo and deliver. It's 918-949-9233, 1 to 7 p.m. and we'll deliver your beer to you. I would say, you know, if you're gonna spend money, spend it at someone that lives local versus like the big chains, because Walmart's gonna survive this.
Right.
Amazon, I don't want to tell people not to have stuff delivered, in a time like this, but Amazon's going to survive this. Costco is going to survive this. But the landscape, and again, I don't want to gloom. I'm a realist, and the fact is, the uncertainty of it all, because the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be, and the landscape is going to be completely different at the end of it. And we've seen a certain laissez-faire attitude as far as no one's talking about bailing out the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
In fact, the word on the street is, hey, the concept of restaurants are going to survive. It just might be different people owning them.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, maybe as a realist, that's a true way to look at it. But coming from someone that has, people near and dear to my heart that have closed their restaurants in recent weeks, that pisses me off to hear. And but luckily there are people in the coming together. There's the bartender relief assistance. I think they're calling it REAP. I don't remember. I'm probably saying it wrong, but like Guy Fieri's donating money, Jameson's donating money. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. The days kind of blend together anymore.
Yeah.
Someone posted on Instagram. I saw they were like, "It's Wednesday, or it's Monday, just so you know." And it's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
I thought so. I was pretty sure, but they kind of blended together. But I spoke to someone recently, who's just a bunch of people who care, and they're trying to raise money to get to like bartenders and restaurants and groups like that to try and keep it open, because it's the culture of who we are in like the mom and pop places. And it's going to be a shame if this goes on for an extended period of time, and when we get back from it, all we have, it's going to be like that movie Demolition Man, where like in the future all restaurants are Taco Bell. Which if it's got to be, like, I'd rather Taco Bell than say like McDonald's, but like I don't want that to be the thing. I don't want it to be life imitating art.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am fearful. The realist in me, though, is fearful. And the longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be, because it's simply a matter of, trying to stay afloat with, I don't know, it's a lose situation, and heartbreaking is just the only term. Like I have shed tears and lost sleep over the last couple of weeks, just thinking about it, and it's rough, like, again, I don't want to be all Debbie Downer. I'm trying to like weather the storm same as everybody else. I mean, it's just a matter of hopefully getting through it all, and then picking up the pieces together and working together to try and like reestablish some semblance of what we had before. But what we need to do is have people fucking take this seriously and get indoors.
Yep.
Like if that's why like I don't want to get political, but like I wish we would have gone full lockdown earlier.
Yeah.
Because then the impact on these restaurants and on these type of hotels as well, like anybody in the hospitality industry and the tourism industry, countless over. I mean, like, it's such a complex thing. The longer this drags out, the worse it is for everybody that wasn't mega rich to begin with.
Yeah.
Like the chains. I mean, and not to pick on them because they're struggling. I mean, some of them, like I've seen some shit from Let Us Entertain You, like, and people like that they've stepped up and they're doing really good things. The Texas Roadhouse CEO donating his salary and bonuses to all of his staff and hourly staff. But again, it all just depends on how long this goes on. And, everybody's beating down the flatten the curve shit. But like, like if you like the restaurants that you liked before all this shit happened, like if you're annoyed, if your main problem with all this is that you're annoyed that you can't go out to your favorite restaurant now, then like do your part, stay home, because the quicker this shit is over, the quicker those places, the better chances those places have of surviving this. Best thing you can do for your local bars, your local breweries, your local restaurants is to stay the fuck indoors and end this thing as soon as possible, because the longer this goes on, the less we're going to make on our deliveries and our to-goes every day. That's just the thing. People are going to start running out of money to spend on frivolous things, or they're going to start thinking like, hey, maybe I don't need to buy beer. Maybe I don't need to, like, I'm going to cook at home now because it's more cost effective. I don't know how long this shit's going to last. A lot of variables in there. So like, we can't rely on that it's already paltry sum when you think about it, like compared to what it was. I mean, we lost a good chunk of distribution with the closing of bars and restaurants. Yeah, that's increased with a pretty big bump in off-premise. But again, like I'm of the mindset that I don't think that's going to last. I think a big part of that are people like stock buying and bulk buying. Like no one, a lot of people went to the bar or to the liquor stores in the last couple of weeks and spent $200-300 on beer. They're not going to do that every couple of weeks, from here on out. So we lost that. We lost the entirety of our tap room. So again, I don't want to be all like whatever, but the best thing that we can do for our local breweries is to flatten the curve. I mean, stay home and end this, because the longer this goes on, the longer there is a legitimate chance of when this ends and we're all able to go back out, there are going to be significantly fewer back out too.
Yeah.
And that's just the fucking harsh reality of it all. Salute. You guys keep me going towards the whiskey pub dog glass.
Thank you, because I'm definitely going to watch Demolition Man later. Love that movie.
I love that movie too. That's a guilty pleasure movie.
People need to learn
it's so horribly awesome.
Shit. Yeah, the movie's fucking awesome. Yeah. Watch it so much. And hates fucking. Oh, you're putting that back on? Gotta get. Gonna have flowers.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any favorite tap rooms, maybe outside of Oklahoma, to keep it so you don't have to say every tap room in Oklahoma?
Ooh, I mean, I'll go off on some Chicago ones that I love. Let's start. Half Acre's got two really good ones. They got a Lincoln tap room, which is their original one, which is super cool. I don't know. I'm not gonna have the words to describe it. It's kick ass. It's been 5 years, so it's probably totally different since I've been. But you used to be able to, they had menus out, but they didn't have a kitchen, so you would just order food delivered. But they had like a Rolodex of all these delivery food options, and it was cool. And the beer is delicious. Huge carved wooden bear, which is pretty badass. Just good people. Off Color Mousetrap is a really kick-ass tap room. Speaking of cool people and just great beer, interesting beers. They don't brew an IPA. They're all just killer beers and just awesome people. Again, repeat to just kind of go on a loop. But I don't know.
They're dying.
It's like when people ask me like for my favorite tap rooms, I haven't been to one I don't like. You know what I mean? Like there's some maybe that I like more than others, but for the most part, it's the people that I'm into that when I'm there. So I don't know. Like I love almost every tap room I've ever been into. The ones that I haven't enjoyed, it hasn't been anything to do with the space. You know what I mean? Like it's always been about like the vibe or something that I got. But I don't know. I mean, Flossmoor Station's a really cool one up north. New Glarus, badass. Greenbush in Michigan is pretty cool. Yeah, shit, man. I don't know. They're all badass. I just say like, look and go. Find the one that speaks to you. But there's no such thing as a bad tap room. Just bad people that have tap rooms.
Nice. I like it. That should be on a t-shirt. So obviously we're all stuck at home right now. So we've been asking people on these social distancing shows if they have any fun suggestions on how to pass the time, keep your mind occupied while you're social distancing.
I wish I had some unique answers. I mean, we're doing a puzzle right now that's infuriating. It's this monochromatic green and blue gray Cthulhu, like H.P. Lovecraft thing. And the dimensions on the box don't match the dimensions on the puzzle. So it's frustrating too, because like the picture kind of matches up, but like you're doing the puzzle and it's not the same aspect ratio, which is like, it throws you off. And I'm convinced it's because Cthulhu likes to fuck with your mind. So this is like a level of puzzle within a puzzle. So I've been staying busy with that. I don't know. I've been playing with my dogs a lot. You know, trying to. Unfortunately, I can't stay away from the news. Been trying to stick away from that, but yeah, I don't know. Like I've cleaned a little bit. I've tried to organize. Anything really to stay active. You know, the nap if you feel like it. Like my main thing would just be like, I don't know. This is weird. This is a weird time. You know, so like I would just be like, whatever you feel like doing, you should just do. You know, like if you feel like sleeping, go to sleep. Like you feel like, you know, eating. I've stood in front of my fridge a lot of time, like an enormous amount of time. Like I bounce between the fridge and the pantry, and I just stare, and then I wonder, like, I should eat this. No, I should ration. No, I should eat this, and then I eat it. You know, like I don't know, reading. I like to read, so this has been a fun, not I wouldn't say fun time, but like it's given me a little chance to read.
Yeah.
You know, so. A lot of good. I like post-apocalyptic books. There aren't many that involve Netflixing and chill, or Netflix and chilling, you know, the whole time. But
yeah,
you know, it's odd. The memes have gotten me through. I'll say that the coronavirus memes are on point.
Oh my
god.
You know, not to make light of it, but humor, I think, is how most of us get through these things. And yeah, I've enjoyed them quite a bit.
So I've got to ask on the meme front. We were talking before we got you on about Tiger King. Have you?
Haven't. I started to watch it the other day. With the wife, and we got to the scene in the first episode where they start like just chopping into the fucking carcasses and stuff, and she's very sensitive towards that. So we had to turn it off. So I might try watching it again, middle of the night, like while she's sleeping. I'm curious. I do have a couple beers from Off Color called like Space Tiger. One's called Space Tiger, and the other one's called Procrastination. And the label is a giant tiger. So I'm thinking I was gonna like drink those while I binge it one of these evenings.
Yeah.
But no, we've been watching movies for the most part. You know, a lot of our favorites just to try to get us through.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I can't watch. People have recommended that Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix.
I can't.
No, I won't watch that shit.
I can't. Yeah. I can't do it.
No, like I've heard it's good, but like I don't know.
Yeah. Even Ashley was like, "Well, if you get past through the first episode, I'm like, are they hurting animals? Can't fucking do it.
I'll read a synopsis online one day, but I don't need to watch that shit. You know, like it's no big deal. Like I've hunted before, like I can do it, but like my wife doesn't like watching it, and honestly, like I love animals, and I don't really like watching it either. So it's whatever, you know. But I will not watch the Don't Fuck with Cats thing. Like,
no.
As much as I dislike cats, when you heard I'm passionate in my dislike for cats, for most cats. But at the same time, man, like, you know, I don't wish that kind of shit on anything. Even my worst enemy, even squirrels. And I hate squirrels way more than I hate cats. Squirrels suck. Squirrels suck. Fancy-tailed tree rats. Like, I hate them. Oh, man, don't get me started. I would head on pipe like squirrel.
That's a separate podcast. Shit on squirrels.
Long story short, man, fuck squirrels. Tastes like chicken. I encourage it. In the apocalyptic world, I encourage it.
Do you have a favorite beer, or tell us some favorite beers over the past year that you've had?
Oh man, over the past year. Shit. You know, we did our 6th anniversary beer was this Imperial Stout aged in wine barrels. I was a big fan of that one. Again, not to be a homer. I thought this year's Darkness was really, really good. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I had, you know, D's Nuts from Nothing's Left. I'm a big fan. Brown ales are one of my favorites, and that's a hell of a beer. Trying to think. I've had so many, it's hard for me to focus on just one. And also, like, there's the political game in my head too, where it's like, I don't want to piss.
Who do I have to name? Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know, man. There's been a bunch. I'm lucky in what I get to do. I drink a lot of good. I don't even pay attention. I'm lucky enough to where I get to take for granted some of the beer I get to drink, which is both a shame and I'm grateful for.
A guy from Chicago. We talked about the breweries earlier. You got the flag behind you. I haven't
wart in my hand.
All the shit. How good is Portillo's? Is it really that good? People talk about it all the time.
It's good.
It's not good.
It's not good. I mean, Portillo's is good. Like, yeah, it's just not. I mean,
you always yeah, people always rave about you've got to go there if you go to Chicago.
I mean, I'm an Al's guy. Like, we're talking like Italian beef. But I mean, Portillo's is good. I would never discourage anyone from going. Like, you will not be disappointed. You go to Portillo's and you're gonna have a good time. But like, no, Al's. If we're talking Italian beef, Al's is my shit. If we're talking hot dogs, shit, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
It's not even
dog's sort of a weird thing. It's never been like I'm Chicago through and through, but like the Chicago dog's never really been my big thing. It's got that neon green relish that I don't trust. It's like not natural.
It's Corona.
But yeah, but I don't know. Pizza, we're talking Pequod's, hands down. But that's, I don't know. Chicago style pizza even is like not an everyday thing. Like,
I heard Chicago.
I'm a thin crust fan.
People are talking about it's the thin crust that you should want from Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I vote if you want pizza, thin crust is where it's at. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Chicago deep dish pizza is a meat pie. It's not.
I
it's
agree.
not what I would consider. It's like typical Chicagoans don't sit around and order deep dish pizza. Like it's something you do when like friends come from out of town. Like, oh, we got to try the Chicago pizza. And you're like, okay, cool, yeah, let's do that because I haven't done it yet this year. And because it's a big ordeal. It takes a long time. I mean, shit, it's an hour and a half from the time you order to the time it comes to you. And it's so monstrous. Like it's a meat pie. It's so filling and thick and heavy.
Gives you time to drink beer though.
I'm hungry for it though. Yeah. But yeah, no.
Donos.
Again, I go off on tangents, especially now you guys got me drinking. But
hey,
Al's.
If
you wanna have like Italian beef, Portillo's is fine. But just down, if you're downtown, just down the street, you can go to Al's and God, man, get that Italian beef like dipped, the hot peppers, and get it just dipped. Oh my God, it's so soggy and so good. That shit will change your world. It will change. I mean, once this is all done and you can go out into the world, venture out into the world again, you should put that shit on 1,000 places to see once this is over.
Out in Chicago, you get out of quarantine. You got to hit that up. Out in Chicago,
I mean, it's a chain. It's not like one place, but I love it. Oh God, I would kill.
Get from the source. What the tip?
Oh my God,
cow's nipples. I don't know.
Say what? What'd you say?
From the source, the cow's tit. That's the thing.
There you
yeah, I was about to say, huh? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, try Al's. It's good.
So, lightning round?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. So it's a list of 10, meant to be quick, but it doesn't have to be quick, clearly.
I watched the one with Kelsey, and the lightning round took an hour.
Right. Yeah. That's basically where we're at because no one has anything to do but drink and talk. So yeah, we'll start off with IPA or stout.
Oh, stout, man. I mean, if we're talking desert island, I can it's really hot, maybe IPA, but no, I'm a malty beers are the ones that I fell in love with. I mean, I like a good APA, I like a good IPA, but at the end of the day, I like sitting in a cold room drinking a nice brown ale or a nice stout, especially if we're talking Russian Imperial, just just pure chocolate, all day stout. Boom, lightning.
That's been the consensus so far.
Or something, right?
I mean, I imagine so. Generally speaking, I think most people in the beer community tend to be
funny
for
the comments you see in when people start criticizing Bud Light and Busch and shit. It's well, you go drink your IPAs, and it's but no one says stouts.
Yeah.
Like consensus
I
now.
do love IPA. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love an IPA. I definitely love an IPA. But if it comes down between the two, like most of the time, if I'm sitting around the house drinking, like I'm chances are I'm gonna crack open like a 10% Imperial Stout and just sip on that all night long versus just pounding a bunch of IPAs.
Yeah.
But it all depends on if I'm at a party, it'd probably be IPA.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Winter. I've got to go. I think Kelsey last week stole my thing. But like I always tell people, like coming from Chicago, like I don't know. I lived in Dallas for a summer and it got so hot, and you can always, the colder it gets, you can always throw more layers on. But yeah, eventually you can only take, if it's hot, you can only take so much off, and then you're just naked, and then you're limited in your activity.
Yeah,
and you're kind of social distancing, like regardless of the situation.
It's not okay to get naked if you're a dude. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, you're more likely to get arrested for it.
Know your audience. All I'm gonna say is know your audience. Like what's it? When they said, like, they told me that I needed to wear a mask and gloves out, but when I got to Walmart, people were wearing shirts and pants too.
Right. Pizza or burger?
Burger, easy. I love burgers anyway, but when I was growing up, my mom worked. There was a time when her and my dad were separated, and she worked for PepsiCo, which owned Pizza Hut, so we had a discount for Pizza Hut. And so for about a year and a half, we ate Pizza Hut probably 3 times a week.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And yeah, so like to this day, like I'll eat pizza. I enjoy pizza, but I'm not one of those guys that just freaks out over it. Like I would much rather have like a kick-ass juicy burger than a pizza any day.
Right on.
Cans or jugs?
Cans or jugs? Are we talking about like, as in like terms for things we enjoy, or are we talking about vessels for beer? It's vessels for beer, I would go with cans. And if we're talking about like terms of endearment, I would say, I don't know. I've never really used either one. I'm gonna go with jugs just because jugs sounds fun. Like I can play with their cans. Like that just sounds like playing around. It can be all weird, but like jugs, like sounds like like I'm thinking like an old jug band. Like you can have fun with a jug. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. You guys know what I'm talking. Like call me Emmett Otter because I'm getting down on this jug. I mean, we're gonna edit this part, right? Wink, wink.
Nope.
I mean, Merry Christmas. See, yeah, you know. Yeah, right. I'll definitely say jugs. Jugs. Final answer.
What about porter or pale ale?
Again, are we talking about beer? Or are we talking about euphemism?
Yes.
No. I would say. I mean, it depends on the type of porter we're talking, but like I would go porter. I would go porter, like a nice Baltic, like a dry Baltic porter. I really dig. Again, it's going to depend on geography. Like it depends on like what the environment is. Like, because if it's me sitting around the house drinking by myself, and I'm just going to my fridge and I'm pulling out a beer that I want to sit down and enjoy over the course of the night, I'm probably going to go dark every time. But if it's me at a social gathering where I'm socializing, I'm interacting, like I'm more likely going to reach for a pale ale or something lighter.
Corona.
It's allergies.
Oh my God!
It's spring.
Is that like a shot? Like you got to take a shot anytime someone does something symptomatic.
I touched my face too. Wow! Michael just touched it.
You're killing me, Smalls.
So, I got my question has 3 parts. I've drank too many. I was gonna say something.
Your question has how many parts?
10. 3 answers.
Okay, 3 answers.
GIF,
at least 2.
Jif, or just how wrong Kelsey was last week when he said Jif.
Here's the thing. Like it's interesting because I've had this conversation. Like it stands for what is it? Graphic image file, which means like it should be a hard G in GIF. But I've seen an interview with I can't remember his name, but the name of the guy who created it, and he says GIF.
He does, but fuck him.
No, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I've always said GIF because to me it's graphic image file. So, like, it's a hard G. It should be GIF. However, like, the moment I saw the guy that created it say it should be called GIF, you can't argue with the creator.
I can. I'm in a quarantine. I've got.
I mean, well, then again, as a Star Wars fan, I shouldn't say that shit because I argue with George Lucas all day long.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, if that's the case, we can't argue with God, who said that women should serve men and blah blah blah.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't even believe in God, but I'll argue that that part's true.
I'm
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding too. Oh my God, it's great.
But the jokes.
It's all funny to me. Fuck it.
I tried to slip obey into my wedding vows. That did not play.
What was your final answer? GIF or GIF?
I will have to say, no, I've got to go final answer GIF. Although my heart wants to say GIF.
What?
My heart wants to GIF, but like you can't argue. The guy that created it says it's GIF. Like
oh God, someone in that guy right now. So there's more GIF than GIF in this, right, Jeremy? Or how many?
We're even right now.
Are you shitting me?
So are both of you guys GIFs?
Both of us.
Graphic.
Correct.
No, graphic. I get you. Graphic. RG.
No,
I'm with you. I understand your logic. Like, I will not denounce you, man. I'm just saying, like, the moment I used to argue GIF, but the moment I heard him say GIF, I'm like, well, shit.
GIF is peanut butter.
It, you know?
Yeah.
Say what?
GIF is peanut butter.
Yeah, no, that's Jiffy.
It all sounds like socialism to me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you here.
I'm gonna move on. Agree to disagree, kind of.
No, that's fine. I mean, whatever. Like, I'm on your side, and I'm not.
Citra or Sabro?
Citra. Citra's the, if you gotta like marry, fuck, or kill, like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to marry or fuck it, but like, it's definitely not getting killed. You know what
exactly.
I mean? like.
It's getting the D in some capacity.
She's yeah. That's definitely like. I don't know. Like it's versatile. Like I don't know. It tastes good. It smells good. Like, it's hard not to want to be around it. You know?
What would your 3 hops be for fuck, marry, kill?
Oh. Well, Citra, Sabro.
I would say I would go Citra if I wanted to be like a dick and make someone like really. I would go Citra, Nelson Savine, and like Amarillo or Warrior. That's my third one. Because those are probably like 3 of my top 5, or 4 of my top 5 since I named 4. But yeah, and I don't know which one I would do. Like it depends on the day. Like right now, probably marry Citra, fuck Nelson Savine, and I don't feel good about killing either one, Amarillo or Warrior.
That's why you got to think about that when you're doing the 3 of them, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it would be tough. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I refuse.
Hey, we're just throwing this shit out. We're learning this Skype shit. Maybe we'll questions going down the
sure,
right.
Sure.
And I kind of like working in some fuck, marry, kill. I'm just saying, it's like old school.
I'm 3-fisting it here too between the beer, the Malort, and the bourbon.
I've had way more ABV.
About 7 beers in, so hey.
What?
I'm about 7 beers in, so
I don't even know where I'm at.
Oh fucking A.
I'm gonna have to keep getting more beer if we keep talking.
Goddamn world is ending. Might as well drink.
Right. So, and I don't know if it would change with your job change, but I doubt it would. The next Boomer or Go Pokes?
Oh, always Go Pokes. I mean, I graduated Oklahoma State. And I'm not a dick, so.
So you can't go Boomer.
Like, I don't know. Like I've got some friends who like the Sooners, but. Well, I say friends. It's like.
But are they good friends?
No, like it's
a little slow.
I know people that like this. Go Pokes, man.
Are they
against
power?
Orange power. Like no, I went to Oklahoma State for a long time. I mean, longer than you need to, really, than most people should. Because and you know what? I could have graduated earlier. I'm sure I could have.
Fuck it. But
like I enjoyed the environment, and that's my story. No, but I love Oklahoma State. My wife works for Oklahoma State. No, I'm a cowboy through and through. I bleed orange.
Yes, that's also a consensus so far.
Yeah, man, because people know better. Like cool people
Exactly.
go to Oklahoma State, man.
Even the people that aren't from this state are like, yeah, no OU. Sorry.
I loved her and from whoever I don't know who we talked to, but they were like, people, and it was Kelsey last week, I think. People in Texas don't care. they care what's going on. And you see that when you go to Texas, because I have a lot of family in Texas, and they're like, Oklahoma, what? I don't give a fuck. And like you see the Texas Tech versus A&M.
They're from Texas.
That's what you see down there. You don't see the
really
and it's
yeah.
The Sooners. They're like,
I mean, we can all agree to hate the Sooners, but I mean, long story short, fuck Texas too.
I don't feel that strongly about that.
Really? I lived in Texas for a while, and
go Cowboys. You can't say.
I'll say like
exactly, and that might be wise because of
some cool people down there. I do know some cool people down there, but yeah, no.
Yeah, I got family down there, and
I'm sure they're great, man.
And
I'm sure they're great. Austin's a fun town, and there's some
6th
good
Street.
barbecue. Like there's good food.
You're mayor of 6th Street, mayor of Austin down there. What's that dude's name? Leslie. Yeah. Good times.
Anyway, liquor or wine?
Liquor.
I ask while you've got.
Do wine. Yeah, I can't do wine.
Can we
Wine
talk?
Gives me a headache. I'm one of those guys that says it. I don't know if it's legit or not, but like when I drink wine, I don't feel good the next day. I can drink whiskey till the sun comes up. You know.
What whiskey do we have now? Is that similar to what Kelsey had last week?
Oh, I think he had. Yeah, I think I actually grabbed. I grabbed the Buffalo Trace because that was the one that he had. But my whiskey shelf is pretty.
Why do you choose like a specific whiskey type? Because I think he asked Jeremy or something like, what style you like, Canadian. I don't fucking drink.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like if you want to talk about that, like I mean, like bourbons are going to be corn forward. It's 51% corn, so they're going to be typically sweeter. Canadian whiskeys are rye whiskey, essentially rye whiskeys. They're going to have a little bit more spice on the palate. And then you're going to have like your scotches that are going to be, I mean, depending on what region, they're going to be like smoky-ish. Or single malt whiskeys are going to be like typically smoky. I like all whiskeys. I like Irish whiskeys. I like bourbons. Buffalo Trace is a bourbon. I lean towards bourbon, but no, man, I enjoy. I always, if it touches a barrel, I'm a fan of it. You know what I mean? Like I like dark liquors. But yeah, it's not even close. If we're talking liquor or wine.
I agree.
I'll go spirits all day. Like I'm a whiskey fan. I enjoy drinking whiskey. I mean, not to the fiendish level, but I enjoy a good whiskey.
Right on. Traditional or experimental? Last one.
I don't know, man. I would go experimental. I like to try new things.
Same.
Yeah, I like to try new things. I like to go outside the box, keep pushing the envelope. I mean, especially with beer, like the fun thing about beer is that you have an infinite number of combinations that you can work out.
Yeah.
There are an infinite number of variables like time. I mean, barrel temperature, like, all types of shit. So, like, yeah, no, I'm a fan of experimental. I like to see what we can do.
Woo! Fuck your traditional.
Yeah, man. I'm traditional too. Like, there's not a wrong answer to that question.
But there's a wrong answer, and traditional was the wrong answer. So
no,
I'm sorry. I mean, you're right. There's a wrong answer. Fuck you, Jim.
Yeah. I think I said this last episode. It's like boobs. I kind of like them all, but if you're gonna put a gun to my head,
you want the same shit honestly, forever. Like, I would like to have experimental shit forever. Let me try something different until I die. I'm down.
Are we talking boobs? Because I like traditional boobs.
Well, no, beer.
You don't want experimental boobs?
I don't know. Like Total Recall was cool and all, and I don't know if it plays out.
Yeah, we're talking beer.
Yeah, no.
Is your chug, or can I actually drink?
I was gonna ask. We're living in the quarantine beer chug era. Should we chug some
beer?
Yeah,
I'm down.
All right.
Cracking one open.
Okay, I got my Chug Norris from Stone Cloud ready.
Ooh, very nice. Let me do one of our breakaways again.
Oh, nice. For the record, I finished the last of my Dead Armadillo beer over the weekend because I'm stupid. I had a bunch of that 6th anniversary whoops.
I drank like 3 fucking crowlers during our fucking episode, and I wanted to savor those later, and that ain't gonna happen. Alright. I don't know if I did that yet. Vocal
Fry 405, alright. Woo. Alright, guys. Cheers.
Salud. Happy quarantine, guys.
Woo!
Quarantine 2020.
I haven't done that in a while.
I'm feeling my eyeballs, you fucks.
I'm just going to say it like this. Hey, Matt, thanks for joining us this week. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, dude, it was fun hanging out. It's nice to socially distantly hang out with you.
That guy says, don't let the door hit in the vagina on the way out. That was hilarious.
Yeah, good idea.
You've just listened to another round of Pub Talk. Thanks again to Matt for sitting in and social distancing with us tonight. As always, if you like what you heard today, show us some love all over social media at Pub Talk Podcast. And to continue getting alerts every time we drop an episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you go. You can also find out all you've ever wanted to know about the show and more by heading over to our website, pubtalkpodcast.com. And remember, folks, there's never anything too big or hard in life that you can't handle over a few beers with your good friends. So until next time, just chill to the next episode. Stay safe, everybody.